All right, g'day, hi, and welcome. Okay, this is the hardest thing a musician will ever face. And no, it's not financial hardship. No, it's not criticism of others. No, it's not even stage fright. Not even creative block. It's self critique. Yes. The biggest, I was watching a video the other day, and there was this band doing a cover of Journey's Don't Stop Believing. Great song, right? I think the most downloaded song in history is that song. At one point, it was the most downloaded song in the world. How cool is that, right? And they did good. They did good, but the singer was he did his best. I know he was doing his best, but it just didn't sound right. You know what I mean? Like it would be an excellent cover band. It would be fun in a bar, whatever. But that guy would have to do something unique with like with his vocals. Either greatly improve on his vocals, maybe go take vocal lessons or whatever, or change up the type of song. It didn't fit. It just didn't fit, right? And I was like, I was listening to it, and I'm like, okay, the guy did the best he can, so you give him that. But did it sound good? And it's like, it didn't sound great. It was in tune, it was all that stuff, but it just didn't sound great. It sounded like, you know, like kind of like a Blink 182 cover with the college frat boy kind of vocals. You know what I mean? But not in tune. Like not really good. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Like that Blink 182 sound where it sounds, just like a bunch of amateur college, but it's like the Blink 182 stuff is really really polished off. It's good music. I'm not a big fan or a huge fan of them, but I've always liked their stuff, right? And they found it's kind of like how Nirvana, slightly detuned their guitars to have that raw grunge sound, right? It drove Kurt Cobain nuts. He didn't like having his guitars untuned, because they wanted it to sound more punk, more raw, more, the more grunge sound, right? That's what the record executives want. And it pulled it off because then it sounded like, oh, we're the real deal because, we can't tune our guitars. We're just giving it, we're just living life, you know what I mean? But that was well planned out because it worked, right? Um, and the thing is that to critique it, okay, to critique it from yourself is one of the things that, okay, the critique would be this that okay the guys that know a little bit more about marketing knew how to market us, right? Therefore I might not necessarily like the how it came out, but look how big it got because it was well done. It's like, okay, we're going to recreate the Sex Pistols because the Sex Pistols, they were lousy. They were lousy musicians. Sid Vicious couldn't even play his bass. And I'm not saying that to insult them. That's what made them work. If they were perfectly squeaky clean and really good, they would have been another band that just faded away in history. They were just raw energy, and they played out of tune and all that because, well, it was punk rock, right? But the thing is what made it so good is that it sucked so bad it was good, if that makes sense. And again, don't hate on me for the like. It worked brilliantly. Um, so critiquing yourself is the hardest thing. For me, I can critique myself pretty good. I know when I'm dogging it. I know when it's lazy. I know when I'm releasing things too early, and I know when I'm rushing it. I know when I'm doing the one take and leave the mistakes in. I know when I'm doing that stuff, right? And I'm trying to correct that myself, because I know it's like, okay, I know I'm doing that, but somebody else listening to it might listen to it and say, well, this just sucks. It's garbage. It's, your timing's off. This is off, and they're going to critique it and be like, they're going to be right. They're going to be right because I know I didn't give it my all. So now when I'm recording, it's like, okay, metronome comes out every time, that kind of thing. And I got to see, how good I can actually make the song. And if I'm listening to it and going, it's okay, then who else is going to listen to it, right? But if I write a song and I'm like, okay, I love that song, and I play my own songs over and over and over again, sometimes what I do is I'll live with a song I wrote for like 6 months. I'll record it and I'll go back and listen to it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to change this, and this because I can make that. I can do better. And that's, I think, is a good tip, is just to kind of chew on the song you wrote for a little while. Don't take 10 years for one song, but what I'm saying is, try to, critique yourself so that, you live with it maybe 2 3 weeks with the song, and maybe 6 months tops, depending on what your time schedule is, and then re-record it again, but this time well rehearsed, everything like that. Clean up everything that was a mistake, and go from there, or add in things intentionally. Again, marketing, right? So yeah, just my little thing there. I think that's the hardest thing that most musicians have, is critiquing themselves, and because nobody likes their ego bruised. Nobody likes to be told that it sucks, right? But if it sucks, it sucks. And you have to be able to say, okay, well, okay, it sucks, but why is it sucking? And then figure out that, and then try to fix that. So, anyway, there we go. Have yourself a great day. Eh?